I'm here joined today by young up-and-coming GB top team fighter Vadimas Gaizutis. Hopefully I pronounced that right.
No, that was good. That was actually quite good.
So I want to clear one thing up, is the age, because Celtic Gladiator had you down as 21. I've looked elsewhere, I've seen you 19. You've got the GB top team boys saying you're 18. Let's clear the age thing up.
Okay, so you're going to hear it here. Officially, I am 18 years old, born on June 24th, 2002. I'm 18 years old, all right? They mixed it up.
Any promotions that do in the future, 18 years old.
Right, there you go. Yeah.
So how did you being such a young fighter, I mean, how did it come about joining in Brad and Nathaniel, the guys at the GB top team? How did that all come about?
Yeah, so so right now I train at Strong MMA and I train with the GB top team guys, and the way that it worked was I found after my first fight, which was on ROC, that was on Brad's show, and so I introduced myself to him. He saw my fight, and we had the connection there. And he actually offered me to train with some of the guys. At the time, it was just down at Titan because it was before GB top team. And I needed to train with those guys because everybody at my other gym was just too big. So I needed smaller guys, flyweights, bantamweights. And I started training with them, got a bit of a relationship with them. And then when GB top team started to form up, I kind of followed on to that. And just ever since, it's been a blast. I've just been training with the best guys in the UK. So I've been blessed. And yeah, and that's just kind of where we are now. I mean, I'm still training with Stronger, but Brad's kind of taken over as my head coach as well. So, I'm just happy to be in this position where I'm training and getting better,
Yeah, because correct me if I'm wrong, I think GB top team train at the same facilities as Stronger MMA.
Yeah. Because right now GB top team doesn't have a facility, just because they're looking for a place, and this whole Corona thing has just messed things up. Yeah. But so it's actually, for me, it's quite convenient, do you know what I mean? Because I live like 15 minutes away.
I was going to say you turn up at the same place and you get all the same training. So
exactly, yeah, it's all smooth for me. And the coach from there, Rico and Tom and Brad, they all have a good relationship. It's been for years now. They've known each other, and it's helped me just improve, and I appreciate it, from both sides.
So obviously, with training with the likes of them, you've got Nathaniel Wood in the UFC. Do you sort of feel any experience being sort of passed down, or do you feel like the experience is gained by yourself stepping in there?
No, I'm teaching them. I'm not. Of course, yeah, 100%. Like, these guys that they have so much experience, right? Like you talk about the likes of Nathaniel Wood, Micah Kendo, Ashley Grimshaw, Nick Bagley, like all these guys, Lonnie Kavanagh, like all these guys have so much experience and they're professionals, and they are just passing it down to me. Like Nathaniel, he was watching my spars a couple times, and he was giving me little hints like, okay, you're doing this right, but try maybe stay on your toes a little bit when you switch, when you move. Just try these little details, and it works for everything. My grappling, my striking, my wrestling. These guys, they're just like putting knowledge into me, and obviously I have my own game, but it's just like taking little pieces from everyone and just kind of forming it into my fighting style. They're just also super knowledgeable, so it's like really helpful for me, especially a young guy. I'm just taking it all in like a sponge at this point.
Do you feel being inside GB top team that it's sort of starting from sort of a young age, because you've got a lot of young guys in there? Obviously Nathaniel's only what, 26, 27. You got Nick, who's 23, I believe. Mike Ekendale, who's about 23. You got Yuki in there as well.
Yeah.
Is that sort of a thing that's been GB top team, is get young lads in there and sort of build it up from that, or?
Yeah, just take all the young boys from the UK and just adopt them. Yeah. Nah, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, but I guess because
but you know what I'm saying. There's a lot of young guys in there. I didn't know whether that was.
We're a professional team, right? Yeah. We do have some older guys, but like you said, generally is that. But I think that's because, again, it's all the people that are like really dedicated and focused and just training. So all of us have just the ambition of going pro. So it's those guys that have surrounded themselves with Brad, either by accident or on purpose, And I think that you know, I mean, Brad's an old guy, and we're his students, so we are naturally going to be a bit younger because we're all hungry trying to become pros. So I think it's just kind of a team that is like just young, hungry athletes that want to become better. It's not necessarily, you know, at this point, because we don't have a facility, so because we're such a small team, it's more about the guys that just want to get there, and the trainings are just for those guys that want to, you know, either that have had fights or want to get fights, you know. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. We are all super young. Yeah, but I guess that's just what it is. We're all hungry, and that's what makes it super competitive when we train.
Yeah, I guess so. There's nothing sort of there's nothing like, you know, young hungry guys just wanting to get in there and get some fights under their belt.
For sure.
Looking back at the Celtic Gladiator event, mixed emotions. Rob obviously suffered a loss, and then you came out 2 fights later and got the win. Is it difficult as a team having a teammate fight on the same card but not get the loss, because you want to celebrate but then you kind of don't because of that?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've been on the opposite end. I've been on the Cage Warriors Academy when I lost, and then Yuki won the belt. It's kind of like, yeah, it is a mixture of emotions, and especially for me because I was waiting for Rob, so like I was listening out and I was, you know, hitting pads and stuff, but I was kind of like, you know, how's he doing? So yeah, it is mixed emotions, but at the same time, the way Rob lost is nothing to be ashamed of, in my opinion. I've lost the same way before. You know, the guy, he was doing super well to the guy down and just, you know, gets caught. And I've been caught in like that as well. So, you know, we still celebrate. We still ate our food, you know, and we still had a laugh because at the end of the day, you know, he has nothing to be ashamed of at all. And we celebrate like we're both winners because honestly, you know, we trained hard and we deserve to just celebrate, win or lose. If I had lost, I would have still eaten and celebrated because you know what, it's a hard camp and it's hard to even get into that cage. So yeah, it's mixed emotions, but you know what, at the end of the day, we're still going to enjoy our Krispy Kremes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, understandable. Obviously, having such a long time eating right and going through all the torture of a camp, I bet it's good to get the fight out of the way and then
I've
sort
got
of dive.
Ferrero Rocher's right there, but you can't see it off camera, but they're all just right there.
Well, I see you're not. I see you've sort of got back into training straight away, so I can
Yeah.
imagine that the Ferrero Rochers are limited. When sort of the sort of turnaround, are you just sort of hoping to get fight after fight after fight now, and just build it up, or?
I mean, yeah, it's tricky because obviously, you know, Corona. I don't have a control over these things. Like in my gap year before Corona, I was gonna say, look, I'm gonna fight at least 4 times this year, at least. Like that was my plan. But now I've been limited to twice. I'm looking for a third. I hear there's a fight start in December, which I've competed on before, and I'd like to get onto that again. But you know what? Honestly, I was talking to my strength and conditioning coach, Jack Nyman, and we're thinking as well for this next fight, whenever it is, to just take some time to improve myself physically because I felt a little bit undersized in there. I mean, Mo was a big guy. He was, you know, cut from 68 kilograms, so he was definitely you know, a handful. But now I think I want to develop my physicality a little bit, do some weight training as well, take a bit, maybe eight weeks to just really develop my obviously carry on training, work on my skills, spar, all that, but also incorporate some of my you know, I build up my athleticism as well because I did feel a bit smaller in there, and you know, and I want to work on that. But if there's a fight otherwise, like let's say in like 3 weeks, Brad goes, look, here's a fight. Obviously, I'm going to take that anyway because I just want to get the experience. But now, because there's nothing in the, you know, foreseeable future, I'm definitely going to start working on that a little bit.
I was going to say I did see your story after the fight and also your post-fight interview with MMA UK, and you were very sort of self-critical. I mean, what sort of felt off in the fight? Do you think it was just the fact that Mo was the bigger guy? I mean, what did you sort of attribute that down to?
The thing is, yeah, Mo was a bigger guy. I won't lie to you, but I feel still that shouldn't have impacted me the way it did because I mean you always see smaller guys still fight big guys. I mean look at Frankie Edgar, that's his whole career, right? So I just feel like I got pushed back a little bit against the cage where I shouldn't have, and it was more that because I worked so hard on not doing that for the training, circling off, you know, just kind of picking them apart a little bit. it was annoying that I didn't really do that. And I felt like when I let my hands go, I was able to do better. And the fact that I just didn't, it felt like I was restraining myself. And so, yeah, I was a little bit disappointed. Still, I feel like it was, it was a win's a win, and it was a good finish. I'm blessed for that. But yeah, it's just on the striking. I want to show people that I'm not just a grappler, and I have worked hard on that. And I feel like in my sparrings, I've worked hard on that. So, it's just a reflection, I guess, on my character. I always want to be better, do better. So yeah. But honestly, shout out to him, because he made me look worse. He really put it onto me. He was really coming after me, jumping around. It was fun. It was just crazy what he was going for. But yeah, it was definitely some lessons learned for me and for him. I've spoken to him as well.
I was going to say, because you're both up and coming guys. So I mean, you've both got a hell of a lot of way to go. I mean, you've suffered losses. Obviously, he's suffered a loss now. It's like you've got a long way to learn and improve. So
Yeah.
do you think? Do you think you're a bit sort of hard on yourself sometimes, being that critical when you're so young and got so much to learn and so much to gain and so much to improve on, or is that just your mindset, just always critical?
I think I've just always been critical. I feel like I've just like, obviously a lot of fighters are, but I've just, like, ever since I was little, like, even if I was like I don't know, sports day and I did a race and I came third, I wouldn't be happy with a bronze. It's just kind of in my character. I've always been a bit of a overly competitive kid, and so yeah, that's just been part of my nature. But it helps, it helps. It makes me improve. Sometimes it's not good because I mentally kind of put myself in a little, like, rabbit hole, and I just really get into my head sometimes. But you know what? I have friends, family that pull me out of it and say, "Look, Vad, you're not doing that too bad." So yeah, I am always going to be my harshest critic, to be honest.
And I believe, obviously, I haven't got your record to hand, but I believe all your wins are by submission. Do you sort of contribute that to your Russian background? I know there's a lot of there's a lot of sort of words around, and obviously Russia with the grappling. Do you think that comes into effect? Do you think, oh yeah, I'm Russian, I've got to grapple, or does it just always end up that way? Or
do you know what? That's funny you say that, because I don't know, like, what initially people were like, obviously my close friends were like, "Oh yeah, Mini Khabib, yeah, go on, Mini Khabib," because it's just kind of that Russian little thing, not that I fight like him. But I think the wrestling part, yeah, I feel like a national pride whenever I get a takedown, just for the Russians, yeah, scoring one. But honestly, I just attribute my BJJ to that's where I started. That was going to be my plan. I was never really going to go into MMA. It was going to be like, my goal was to become world champion at BJJ or whatever. But like, down the line, I sort of realized, look, MMA is fun. It pays a little bit better, and it's a bit of a scarier thing than BJJ. And I always like to do what's scary, go on a roller coaster, even though I'm afraid of heights, So MMA is a scarier thing, and I thought, let me just pursue that. And now I just enjoy it a little bit more. But yeah, because I've just put so much time into my BJJ, I feel very confident with it. And I think that's kind of where I'm based. But it's good because now it lets me work on other things, work on my striking, work on my movement, work on even some of my wrestling a little bit. And I feel like people can see me as a threat on the ground. So now it's just a matter of just making me super well-rounded, which is why I wasn't happy with the Mo fight, because again, I relied on my jiu-jitsu, and I don't want to rely too much on my jiu-jitsu because it's not always going to save me. So far, it saved me twice though.
Yeah.
But eventually when we go pro as well, everyone's going to be super well-rounded. So that's why I'm just a bit critical on that front.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. And I suppose for the next fight, you're sort of looking at brushing up on your striking, hoping for a knockout, TKO, or
knockout.
First round.
I mean,
Masvidal flying knee
to the body though, because it's amateur. To the body, flying knee to the body. That's the guy. I mean, I got a knockdown in one of my fights, my third fight, I believe. I got a knockdown, so I know it's there. And even in the Mo fight, I felt like when I was letting my hands go, like in the first round, like it was literally for like a split second, but I caught him a couple times. It's just that I need to have that confidence. That's why I feel like for me, it's a mental thing. Just get that confidence into the striking. If I have the confidence I have with my grappling in my striking, I know I'll be set for sure. But now it's just a matter of time of just enjoying it and learning it and just going for it. And like, man, I'm sparring with people like Lonnie, who's just a savage. people like Nathaniel as well. He helps me out with sparring. Mike, just these guys that are just like really high level. And if I can spar with them, honestly, I have no worries about sparring with any of these amateurs in the UK.
Yeah, Lonier is another one that I forgot to mention. He's only 19 as well, and obviously him, Nick, and Claire Lopez, they were due to fight on Vita Fight Champions before that got cancelled. So that's a bit of a sort of downer, but hopefully see them back in there soon. In terms of obviously going pro, is there any sort of time scale that you've thought at that you'd like to turn pro, or are you just sort of taking each fight and just seeing how you progress and then go from there?
Well, I've spoken to Brad about this before, and I think his plan for me, at least, and I kind of agree with it, is at least to get like probably 20 amateur fights. I'm not even gonna lie to you, because I'm just so young that it's like, why not? Why not get the experience? It's not like it's putting a massive toll on my body. My goal right now is Muhyiddin posted on his story, I think Instagram as well, that he's going into pro. And he's the #1 ranked amateur flyweight right now in the UK. So that puts that space up for contention. And there's going to be a lot of guys going for that position. So I think I want to be one of those guys. I'm 18, so I have time. Probably maybe in my 20s, I'm going to go pro. I don't see any reason to rush it, but there's so many things I want to go for. I want to go for that #1 amateur spot in the UK. That's just something that I really like. And I would also like to compete in the IMAF, International Mixed Martial Arts Federation. Brad said I should do that as well, just to get that experience, man, and it will help boost my profile if I win that. And if I win these things, I just want to do those, get those things under my belt first, and then we'll see where we go from there. But pro, definitely eventually, that's my dream. But I'm staying humble for now. I'm not knocking people out. So when I start knocking people out consistently, then it'll be like, okay, it's time to go pro.
Then Bag comes out of his cage.
It is exactly that.
Well, no, it's nice to hear, and it's obviously good to sort of keep an eye on you. I did watch the Kerry Gladiator fight, so obviously Matt needs to sort his internet. I mean, his stream was a bit dodgy on that one, but yeah, I watched it on his Instagram, so I appreciate him sharing that. And yeah, it's good to see you get the submission win, and yeah, obviously nice talking to you, and excited to see what things we've got coming from you.
For sure. I mean, this will probably be first of many, of course. Next time, whatever, I'll hopefully have a strap around my belt or something, or some worthy achievement. Because yeah, man, I'm definitely gonna try and become a name that people recognize in the UK and then further internationally.
Yeah, I was going to say Nathaniel's already called you. I see his little comment going, "Go and Vad, your little pitbull." Is that sort of a nickname that you've adopted, little pitbull?
No, it's not pitbull. It's a ninja. He calls me little ninja.
How's he called ninja?
Yeah.
He called you little. He said little pitbull on Saturday. He's like, "Just go back, little pitbull."
Yeah, see, little. To be honest, it's little whatever, little something, little pitbull,
little Uzi, little pitbull, little ninja.
Oh, yeah, everything. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like the younger kid in the group. Obviously, I'm 18. I mean, we got Dawood who's 19, but people just see me as the younger guy, mainly because I don't have as much facial hair. But yeah, baby face. That's it. I'm a baby face. But
baby face assassin.
Baby. Ooh, I'm pretty sure someone has that nickname already. But I like Molotov. But yeah, I'm just a baby in the group. I'm just learning, taking inspiration from everyone, and eventually I'll be the dad in the group. I mean, that'll be a couple years down the line, but yeah. So right now I'm the baby, but it's cool. I'm enjoying where I am.
Always run for progression, and you're in the right team to do so. So all the best, mate. Thank you for coming on today, and yeah, catch up with you next time.
100%, brother. Take care, man. Thank you very much. Ciao.
Speak soon, bye.
Yeah.